One of the most used terms in nowadays self-development industry is biohacking. Well, did you know that hacking actually signifies rape? Hacking, the definition is gaining unauthorized access to a computer or to some data. So it's a real problem because this word is supposed to mean health. It's supposed to be equivalent to developing yourself and your limitless qualities and potentials. But actually, the word that's being used comes from the computer industry and meaning from artificial intelligence nowadays that, as I explain in my future book, is totally another world from the natural world. One side you have natural world, the other side you have artificial world. Which one do you choose? If you choose the artificial, be sure you will be put out of your center and you will lose totally control of yourself. Whereas if you stay aligned with yourself, with your own nature, if you choose the natural way, then automatically you will develop the power that is within. Now let's look at the solutions. What would be a better word than biohacking? Well, thinking about this, I thought maybe the word we could use is mastering. It's not hacking, it's not controlling, it's mastering. This is why we call the masters who they are, because who are they? Well, they are men and women who have endeavored all their life at mastering their own potentials. First of all, are you mastering your health? And which means if you are, instead of trying to hack your health and take all sorts of products or go to the extremes, because when I made some research about biohacking, you see that some people, they very quickly go to extremes, take too many cold showers, or just focus on just one technique, or try to rape, to violate their own biology and their own metabolism, which is never a good solution. So if you understand, instead of this, your health and your body, and have a relationship of self-love and knowing yourself, what you need, what is the food you like to eat, what is good for you to drink, what sports do you need or do you like to do so that you remain in good health? Do you need stretching, Pilates, etc.? This is knowing yourself, and this is actually having a relationship of harmony with your own body, which will always bring rewards in terms of health, well-being, having energy, feeling great. The other topic, so that's the health, that's the physical level. Then you have the emotional level, is mastery of your emotions, which means, do you understand which are the emotions that are amongst your biggest qualities, your biggest assets? For instance, in my case, I very quickly saw that my enthusiasm, my fire abilities, when it turns to acting or to expressing myself like I'm doing with you now, you see I'm doing it with emotion, I'm doing it with intention and power. These are qualities coming from fire. And of course, when you understand how to use the qualities that are specific to you emotionally, then you can use these emotions, mastering them to get to where you want to be in your life, reach the goals that you have for yourself, and progress, whether it is in your personal life or in your professional life, increasing your finances, improving your health, or elevating yourself spiritually. On the contrary, when you understand your emotions and your emotional structure, it's very precious, because on the contrary, when you know your negative emotions, the emotions that waste your chances at being happy or at being successful, this is also extremely precious. Let me give you two examples. One of them is something I very much had to deal with all my life. Now it's much, much better, but up to a few years ago, it was a real problem, is when you get angry, when you become volcanic, which by the way is a result of a fire dominant nature. Fire dominant meaning the fire element is your dominant element, which is the approach that we see in alchemy and Hermetism. So when you get upset, when you have outbursts of anger like a volcano, you destroy a lot of things, you destroy relationships, trust, partnerships. It can be terrible. When you understand that this is the negative emotion you need to focus on, then you're going to do everything that is necessary to address it and to avoid this type of emotion to destroy everything you've been building for months and years. It's highly, highly precious. Let me give you another example. Let's take the example of somebody who's very shy. I work with a lot of very shy people. In sessions, I see the extroverts and the introverts. And the shy people, if that is your case, or if you feel that in some fields of your life, maybe in dating or maybe in your work life, if you feel that you're maybe too shy, then the shyness is playing against you. Because shyness means that you don't speak out. It also means that you do not always do the things that are necessary to do, to contact the client, to speak to the boss, to the supplier, to express exactly what you have in mind or in your heart or your ideas. And it also means you're not daring. And when you're not daring, there's no conquest, there's no progress and growth. So with these two examples, you understand how important it is to master your emotions. And we're very, very far from the concept of hacking, which is way too violent, because let me tell you, your system will hate it if you try to hack your emotions. Our system is extremely clever. Now let's go to the next level, which is the mental or intellect. Well, you have to choose if you want to remain in the lower intellect, the lower mental described by the masters, or the higher mental. Most people on earth still today are in what we call the lower mental. And when I say most people, it's 90% still of the human population. So it's most probable that maybe not, because you are very spiritually advanced, but maybe yes, it's possible that you are amongst the people who are remaining in the lower mental, and maybe you never heard of this concept of lower mental, which was my case up to a few years ago, let's say at the beginning of my spiritual research 28 years ago. What is the lower mental? Well, in a nutshell, it is your intellect or mental being always with a mental radio. The mental is not made to be constantly busy with thoughts and wandering thoughts, or thoughts that are like fireworks going in every direction. You're supposed, again, to be the master of your mental. And of course, this is a lifetime's and daily work to bring the peace to your mental, because it's only when you bring peace and silence in your mental, like I'm doing now, and you see I'm slowing down the pace of my words, my speech. It's not only a question of speech, it's I'm allowing myself to become more conscious about what's going on up there, and right now I'm emptying it. It's totally empty. It's just the words that I say that resonate, but right now my mental is empty. Maybe you can feel it if you're sensitive. So this is the result of years and years and years of meditation. For the first 15 to 17 years maybe of my research, and even a bit further, it was impossible for me to stop my mental from being busy, being active, having wandering thoughts, which means also negative thoughts, doubts, fears, conscious and unconscious, that were all the time destroying, undermining everything that I was building, all my projects, all my creations. Is it your case? Because it's very important for you to know that your mental is the most beautiful tool in the universe. That's where the ideas come from. That's where you strategize and start to conceive the things you want to manifest in your life, in your universe. It all comes from here. And for you to be the master of these creations, of these strategies, and to do the right thing at the right time, with the right energy all the time, you need to be silent up there. So we will get to there at the end of this video, but the most important thing is to bring the peace in your mental. That's where you recover your full power. If you have a constantly busy mental, you have no power. And I often say it doesn't matter if the person is a president of the country or a CEO or a world famous artist or somebody very rich or somebody who believes is very important. Doesn't matter. We're all equal in that respect, and in every respect, by the way. But if the mental is not quiet, if it's not mastered, if it's not peaceful, then you're not the boss. It's the lower mental, which is full of chaotic thoughts, that is your boss. And of course, you understand from all this explanation that it's a real problem, because you are creating chaos in your life in spite of your own goodwill. Now, the last part is the spiritual level, the spirit. Why spiritual? Because it's the spirit, the consciousness. It's the fourth level of the human life, of the human structure. Well, this is where everything originates from. In the Bible, we said at the beginning was the verb, the living word, and then the living word said, "Let there be light." So it means that the first ideas, the first concepts, what we call in initiation the pure idea, comes from your spirit, comes from your consciousness. But not only that, in fact, everything that matters comes from your spirit. That's why some words call it also the essence. The essence is the essence of your energy. That's where you're getting the most of your enthusiasm, which means entheosiasmo, the God within you. I love this word. If you know me, you probably hear me talk about it a lot. So your essence, if you're well connected with your essence, with your spirit, then you never lack energy. You always have enthusiasm and joy, meaning you have power within you. You convince people better. You're more aligned because the essence, the spirit by essence is aligned. It's harmonic. And when it's in harmony, well, then it clarifies your brain, meaning your mental, makes it peaceful, but also your emotions. It starts to help you master your emotion and navigate this very powerful and yet dangerous field of emotions, the ocean of emotions. Powerful if you know how to navigate it, dangerous if you are just a little boat on it. So how good are you also at mastering your own spirit and how you receive the energies, the influxes, the intelligence, the beauty, the love, the power, the essence, and the centeredness, and all the qualities of your own spirit, which is connected to all the qualities of the universe and of the creator. So you see, this is very precious, and we are very, very far from biohacking. We're very, very far from hacking something and violating some data or computer or organization within you. And it's much more natural. And what I want to finish with is try to study the masters and try to see how you can learn about mastery, about yourself. Read books. I have written A Billionaire of Light, which is the 28 years of research on the masters and how they explain to us how we can develop mastery in the 4 fields that I've just described. But there are many other masters who they all talk about the same thing, in fact, how you can use the laws of the universe. I have a whole list everywhere. In my book, I have books everywhere, so in my apartment. How you can use the laws of the universe and the laws of your own, let's say, organism, which comprises these 4 structures, to create the most wonderful life with happiness, harmony, success, and great health. And also try to meditate, because when you meditate, you automatically accelerate your ability to bring harmony and peace, and then happiness and success to all levels of your own life. I hope you like this video. Please subscribe and use the thumbs up to encourage me and to accelerate the transmission of this video. You can share it with friends, and see you very soon.